Hi, I'm Dr. Wendy Bohan, and today is the anniversary of the earthquake that turned me into a geologist. This is the shake map for that earthquake, or the map that shows the amount of shaking that was felt across the region. And you can see this was a big earthquake. So October 16th, 1999 at 2:46 a.m., there was a fault out in the desert that broke in two different directions. This is called a bilateral rupture. So faults actually unzip like zippers. They don't break all at once. They can unzip in one direction, or they can unzip in the other direction, or they can unzip in both directions. This one unzipped in both directions. Went 15 kilometers to the north along the Lavic Lake Fault and 26 kilometers towards the south along the Lavic Lake Fault and the Bullion Fault. And so that caused shaking that was felt broadly across the region, all across Southern California, including in my little apartment in Hollywood, as well as into Arizona and even up into Las Vegas. There were people in Las Vegas, into Nevada. People in Las Vegas reported the shaking. People felt dizzy. Some people said it was hard to stand. So it was widely felt, but fortunately, it was out in a remote part of the desert in Southern California. So there were no fatalities from this earthquake. There was an Amtrak train that was derailed. It was on its way to Los Angeles, but it was close to the epicenter when the earthquake occurred. So it was derailed. There were some bridges that were damaged. So there was damage, but fortunately, like I said, no fatalities. So my story, right? I'm young. I'd moved to LA from the East Coast. I was a professional actress, and I was sleeping. It was my roommate's birthday, and my surfboard fell on my head, and that is what woke me up. And the whole apartment is shaking, and the dogs are barking, and car alarms are going off. And then there was this like terrible screaming. And I'm running out of my room, and my roommate's running out of his room, and he's like, earthquake, and we're standing in the doorway. Don't do that. Drop cover and hold on. Don't stand in the doorway. Anyway, the screaming, turns out, we had a Netherlands dwarf rabbit named Petit Lapin, and he had jumped up and actually landed in the toilet and was screaming. So fortunately, California then, as now, is very water conscious, and so they had low flow toilets. So he was not drowning. He was just really unhappy. But he was fine. PT was fine. Lived to a ripe old age. Anyway, so the earthquake finally stops, and the aftershocks are just rolling in. It was very frightening, but it was also really exciting. And so after that, I went and started volunteering at the USGS. And I've told this story on here before. If you're interested, I'll link to that in the comments. But that's what started me on the path to a career in earthquake geology. So I feel a real kinship with this earthquake. So happy geologist anniversary to me.